Hello and welcome to our Tsar YouTube channel, Tanker Squad Armored and Recon. We're gonna do a review of this M24 chaffee light tank, a tier 5 light tank. Well, let's tell something about it. It's a replacement of the M3 Stuart, and they produced it till July 1945, and they made 4,731 of them. They were introduced in September 1943. So, yep, this tank really existed. Well, let's look at some facts. 580 hit points. His weight 20 tons, load limit 21, engine power 500 horsepower, 56 speed limit kilometers an hour, 46 traverse speed. Well, his armor not that much, only 25 at the front of his body, at the side also 25 and 19 at the back. But hey, it's a light tank. What do you expect? Turret armor, well, also crappy. 38 millimeters in front, side 25, and the back of his turret also 25. The turret reverse speed is 39 degrees a second. In combination with that reverse speed, well, it's pretty good for this tank, and this in combination with his horsepower and weight. His view range 400 meters, very much for a tier 5 light tank. That's why I think this tank is very much used as a scout. Also in team battles I already see him a lot, and in tournaments, because of his great camo values in combination of his view range. He spots enemies without being spotted. That's a strength of this tank. I will let you see later in a gameplay. And his signal range of his radio is 745 meters. With his tier 10 radio, of course. Chaffee. Guns. You have two of them. You have the 76 mil gun, and you have the stock gun. Crappy, shitty gun. Let's compare those two. Well, actually, why should I? Because you just need this upgraded gun with more penetration, more average damage, better accuracy, and only 0.2 seconds aiming time less. Well, that's not a big problem. It still aims fast, 1.7. So you need this gun. Is it a good gun? Yes, it's a good gun for a tier 5, even in tier 8, 9, 10 games, and you will end up in that matchmaking with this tank. You have enough penetration to penetrate a tier 8, 9, sometimes even a 10 in the side or in the back. Just aim the right places of the enemy tank, then you make damage. But hey, it's a scout, so should you make damage? Well, that's not the first you should do. You first have to spot the enemy. Gun, well, pretty good. Then we've got the turret. You need the upgraded turret to fit the tier 6 gun on it. Turret has the same armor as a stock turret, only his view range increased by I think 30 or 40, 30 meters. So you need this turret to have this 400 meters of view range. And of course to fit that upgraded cannon on it. 400 meters view range. Radio. Well, stock radio. Get rid of it very fast. Research them to this radio. You need it as a scout. 3 engines. 300 horsepower. 400, 500. Well, to have that top speed of 56 kilometers an hour, of course you need this engine. Also for a very good acceleration and the maneuverabilities of the tracks, and you need this engine. And the tracks, yep, you need those tracks to research first to put all this other equipment on it. But it's worth it. I will let you see in a gameplay. What can you put for equipment on it? Well, I had some improved ventilation class 1. I have binos on it, but you also can put this coated optics on it. The difference between those two is binos only works when you are standing still, and coated optics works even when you are driving, to have 10% more view range, up to a range of 500 meters of course, and same for the binos. It's also up to 500 meters, only have 25% view range more. But as I already said, it only works when you are standing stationary. But I like to be a stationary scout and standing somewhere sneaky in the bushes, so I put my binos on it. If you want, you can replace this improved ventilation class with this vertical stabilizers, or end-chain gun laying drive is very handy when you are driving, when you are a very active scout and like drive and scout and drive and scout. And you can aim some shots better with this end-chain gun laying drive. I choose Vans, binos, and of course a camo net, because a camo net gives me more camo values. Also trained this crew all for camo except my commander, 6th sense, because I want to know when I'm spotted, so I can reposition almost 100%. So in combination with this camo net, it's very good. Scout. Well, we can compare this tank to another in its class. Not really, because if I take, let's see, what do we have? Light tank tier 5. The M7? No, it's medium. T49, tank destroyer. American line has none. Chinese has none. Russians, tier 5 light tanks. British, well, we have the Crusader. View range 340, so not good. Speed limit, even worse, 44. His gun, penetration, not better. Wait, I'll put them right here. And of the chaffee also. So it's not really fair to compare this chaffee with the other tier 5 light tank. because the chaffee wins of them all. What can we compare then with? Well, maybe this 5960 tier 6, 380 view range. It is. Well, it's also a small tank, good camo values. We have the AMX, also a tier 6 light with 380 view range. I think it's very important, the view range for a scout. We have a tier 8 light tank, the WZ. Look at this view range, 400. Well, he is faster, but it's a tier 8. If you compare it with the chaffee as a scout, and I prefer the chaffee. The MT25, you see a lot in battles. View range 370, although he has a very high speed limit of 72 kilometers an hour. I don't have more light tanks in my garage. So, chaffee, good tank? Yeah, for me it is. You have to find out yourself, of course, but as a scout, very good with his view range.